Welcome back, mathematicians. This time we're going to talk about sum of cubes and difference of cubes specifically. And again, this is some kind of like really specific times when we can factor, and a way to factor very quickly if we can see the situation right away. So, in particular, we're going to talk about sum of cubes and difference of cubes. So, sum of cubes is when you have the situation of a cubed plus b cubed, we can split it up to a plus b times a squared minus ab plus b squared. And difference of cubes is when we have the situation of a cubed minus b cubed, we can split it up into a minus b, a squared plus ab plus b squared. And an easy way to remember this is SOAP, right? So same, opposite, always positive. And it's talking about the signs in the middle here, right? So I have a plus here, so it's same, so plus, opposite, and this guy is always positive. So it's the same thing for the bottom, right? This is negative, so this is same, opposite, always positive, okay? Now let's test that out. Here's the situation we have here, and let's pick a color here. So the way I like to do these is I like to make them look similar, right? So I have an a cubed minus 27. It might not look similar just yet, but what I could do is I can I could play around with it a little bit, and I can think, well, what could 7 be the cubed root of, right? So on some of our calculators we could do that, and please feel free to ask me in class how to do that on your calculator if it's possible. But basically what we're going to get here is a cubed minus 3 cubed, right? And I know from my equation up there that means that this guy, right, or this guy, they both factor into, since this is negative, so I can use SOAP, right? So I'm going to start with a minus 3, and then I can have, so it's same, and this should have an a squared, opposite, so I should have plus a times 3, I'm going to call that 3a, and then I'm going to have always positive, so plus this term, which is 3, I need it just squared this time, so it's going to be 9. Okay, I advise you to rewatch that if we don't understand why that's 9. It's going to be because it's 3 squared, right? So I have a b here, b cubed here, and I have just a b, and this is a b squared. Okay, let's take a look at this other one, right? So this is example, let's say example 2, and scroll up for us here. And again, I'm going to use similar tricks. This time though, I have a little bit of extra things to work through. First thing I should try is, since I have a coefficient in front, let's factor that out, right? And I actually have a couple extra z terms. Neither one of these is cubed yet, but let's try to get it to that spot, right? So let's see. I'm going to try factoring out a 6z squared, right? That would get this z over here to a cubed. And again, it's because I'm pulling out 2 of the z's, putting it in front, so I should have no more 6. 6 is gone. I factored it out to the front. I should have a z cubed plus, and I did the math, 750 divided by 60, that's 125, and z squared goes to the front. And again, I should always check this thing. So if I go back, I can redistribute, I should end up here. So 6z squared times z to the 3rd power, that gives me 6z to the 5th. That checks out. I distribute it back to here. That gives me 750 z squared, right? So I can check that. 125 times 6z squared is going to give me 750 z squared, which is true. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. So this front part, I'm just going to put there, but I'm going to relatively ignore it because I have a z cubed right here. And believe it or not, here I have a 5, right? So 5 times 5 is 25, but 5 cubed, so 5 times 5 times 5, we can look at like 5 times 25 cents is going to be $1.25. So that's going to be my base here. It's going to be 5. And then look, again, we have a sum of cubes, right? This time it's z and 5. So again, let's rewrite it. So I have 6z squared, right? That doesn't go anywhere. Then I have a z plus 5, so that's same. Then I should have a z squared. Again, check my math. Check back at the top if you don't remember. Z squared. I should have a same opposite, so this is just going to be a minus this time. It should be 5z. And then plus 25. Okay? And there you go. That is factored, right? I could double check to make sure this doesn't factor down anymore. But I'm pretty sure it won't, because 25 only has a few factors. It's going to be 5 times 5 or 1 times 25. So it doesn't factor anymore, because neither of those situations add to negative 5. So that's it. I am done. QED. Look at that. If we haven't done that already. There you go. And this is going to be this video. I'm going to have another one. Be sure to keep an eye out for it. Thanks.